Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about prepping for year end. Now this is something that I've learned should happen in January and not in December or November or October even. But here we are, we're in October and we got to scramble to prep for year end. We got to prep for our books, we got to prep for our clients, whatever it might be. So I'm going to tell you the systems and processes I use and stuff that you can use in 2025 and start in January to make it so that Q4 isn't a nightmare next year. So let's dive in and do it. Pull up QuickBooks or whatever bookkeeping software you use, or just jot down some notes and we can make systems around your year-end processes to make it easy in 2025. Let's do it. It's the end of the year and your accountant is coming knocking because they need your books. They need to make sure they're clean and you got to pay your taxes at the beginning of the year. I know it sucks, but we got to do it. So we got to make sure everything is all together. Here's how to prep for the end of the year and make sure your business is squaring away. I want to note that these aren't accounting advices. I'm not a CPA. I don't know anything about any of that stuff. I outsource with accounting and bookkeeping, but from a business perspective, especially if you're using something like QuickBooks, as a business owner, you know a lot about seeing the transactions come through. You see invoices, you see expensive, you see all those good stuff, right? You see receipts and invoices come from contractors. You send out invoices, pay for things, whatever it might be. So you have a good scope about what's going on. Well, my biggest tip here is that there's 4 things that we need to be doing before the end of the year. 1, let's start by cleaning up those books. If you don't have a bookkeeper, this is going to take a little bit of time, but you want to go in, you want to check out your P&L, you want to check out all the transactions and reconcile them against the transactions in your credit card statements and your checking statements. This confirms that nothing was paid for that wasn't accounted for, or you didn't pay for anything that you didn't mean to, and also that no expenses aren't accounted for. Next, and this goes along with cleaning up the books, is you want to reconcile all receipts as well. You want to make sure that you have receipts attached to transactions. You want to make sure you have invoices attached to transactions, so it doesn't just look like you're paying for stuff willy-nilly. Oh, I put, I don't know, big box of chocolates on my business card that I just ate in my bed and hung out watching TV. And oh yeah, that TV that I'm watching, I put on my business card as well. And the PlayStation that I'm playing later, I put on my business card. No, that can't happen. We need to have proof of why it's being used for the business, how it's being used for the business, and that you actually purchased it for business uses. And then again, with invoices and profit and revenue coming into your company, you need to have a proper billing system with your clients. Of course, if you have cash, you want to put that on the books as well. But if everything goes through QuickBooks, it's pretty easy to pull an invoice and attach it to income into your business. Now that you've done those 2 things, it's time to go back into the P&L. And I like how QuickBooks does this. You're able to click into and customize the different sections of your P&L. For instance, we have stuff like business operating expenses and business variable expenses. Op expenses are going to be things that are always happening every month, like Amazon supplies, maintenance, cleaning, virtual assistants. And then variable expenses might be office supplies, any travel we need to do at your properties, or maybe even if I'm personally doing an upgrade to a home that I'm not going to put on the owner's bill at the end of the month. So you can change those and customize those all on your own. And then once the P&L and you've reconciled all your books, you're able to click into each one of those individual sections and make sure that, I don't know, a gas receipt isn't in the cleaning section, or a cleaning receipt isn't in the office supplies section, just to make sure everything is all clean and squared away. I don't know, maybe I'm OCD about it, but I love going in there and making sure everything just looks all nice and clean. Last but not least, your owners are going to need this information too. So you should be making a template or at least a spreadsheet for your owners to be able to track their expenses and their income, their cleaning fees, their revenue, all that good stuff, their nightly rate, their occupancy rate. Those are bonuses to add in there as well. But you should be able to show all the reservations, a total number, what your commission is, and all that good stuff. Alongside the QuickBooks invoice. QuickBooks invoice is going to have your commission in it and their expenses in line items, but you want to have a summary for them as well. And bonus points is if you can put this together in a 12-month summary, so then at the end of the year, they're going to love that. Now here's the last tip. It's a bonus tip. You should be doing this every month. I make a point to do this at the end of the month. I go through the books with my bookkeeper. I go through the P&L by myself just to make sure everything is nice and clean. I do the invoicing myself. And then I also just do a personal business, like where are we at? Where did money go? Where didn't it go? Did we make money? Did we lose money? Were expenses too high over here? Were they too low over here? And then lastly, you want to always be sending these reports monthly to your clients, because at the end of the day, this keeps everything clean and you don't have to go. You're sitting there in December, you don't have to go back a whole 12 months and figure out, why did we pay a dumpster company in February when we didn't have any guests in February? You don't want to be coming around to that in December. You want to get on that stuff, luckily during the month that the expense or invoice was incurred. So I hope this was helpful. Your bookkeeper is your friend. Contrary to popular belief, your accountant is your friend, and QuickBooks should become your friends as well. I think that if you're using a couple of these steps, it makes things a lot easier come to the end of the year and come tax season. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you do for invoicing and summaries for your owners or for yourself. Also, if there's anything that I mentioned or didn't mention that you liked or disliked, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. So like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Happy hosting.